You've walked through one 100 times without really looking at it. The floor tilts slightly under your feet. The walls lean one way, then straighten out again. Somewhere near the middle, there's a soft bend, like the whole structure is holding its breath. Most people call it a boring hallway. It's actually one of the most demanding machines at any airport. And here's the part that doesn't add up. Look at 10 different jet bridges connecting to 10 different planes, and no two will ever bend the same way, not even close. That should bother you a little, because either the airport got sloppy 10 times in a row, or something much smarter is happening under your feet. Stick around, because the answer traces back to a man nobody's ever heard of, solving a problem that had nothing to do with airplanes at all. Welcome to our channel. Hit subscribe, and let's uncover the secret behind the jet bridge's bend. To understand the bend, you have to understand the problem the engineers were actually up against. A jet bridge connects a fixed point, the terminal, which never moves, to a target that is never in the same place twice. A Boeing 737 sits at a completely different door height and angle than an Airbus A380. Even the exact same aircraft shifts position depending on how much fuel and cargo it's carrying, because a heavier plane physically rides lower on its landing gear. Add wind pushing against the fuselage, and you've got a target moving in 3 directions at once, every single time a plane parks at the gate. A straight, rigid tunnel could never keep up with that, so something else had to give. And what engineers built instead looks nothing like a hallway at all. It's closer to a robotic arm than a corridor. Most jet bridges are built from straight sections connected by pivoting joints, sitting on a motorized undercarriage that can extend, rotate, and rise or drop several feet on command. Inside, the operator isn't eyeballing a straight line. They're watching the aircraft door through a small window, nudging the bridge forward in careful increments. The same way you'd back a trailer into a tight space, using nothing but your mirrors. That bend you keep noticing isn't the machine failing to reach the plane directly. It's choosing the most stable path to get there. A tube extending in one perfectly straight line would dump enormous stress onto a single point. Angling the joints spreads that load across several points instead. The same reason a folding ladder can carry more weight than one rigid pole of equal length. But here's where it actually gets strange. The bridge isn't just adjusting once when it locks onto the plane. It never really stops moving. Airplanes don't sit on fixed ground. As passengers board, as fuel gets pumped in, as cargo loads into the belly, the aircraft's height keeps shifting, sometimes by several inches, in real time, while you're standing on the bridge. If that bridge stayed locked in one position, the shifting fuselage could eventually crush against the cabin door, or tear open a gap dangerous enough for someone to fall through. So most modern jet bridges run a quiet auto-leveling system, constantly adjusting height throughout the entire boarding process, without a single passenger ever feeling the floor move beneath them. Even that pleated, accordion-like skin you sometimes see isn't decoration. It lets the bridge physically lengthen or shorten as it repositions, without ever opening a gap in its own walls. Same principle as the instrument, controlled expansion, built to flex without ever breaking its seal. So the bridge isn't just reaching the plane once, it's negotiating with it, continuously, for as long as you're standing inside it. Which brings us back to that man I mentioned at the start. The one this entire machine exists because of. Here's the twist almost nobody knows. The jet bridge wasn't invented by an aircraft manufacturer at all. In 1959, an engineer named Frank de Yuen designed it for United Airlines. And he wasn't trying to solve any of the problems we just walked through. He was solving something far simpler, keeping passengers dry and out of the wind while walking across the open tarmac. The complex, self-adjusting, weight-sensing machine came later, built on top of his original idea. Boeing eventually licensed and trademarked the design under the name Jetway, which is exactly why, even today, ground crews around the world still call it a jetway. no matter who actually built it. One company's brand name quietly became the word for an entire category of machine, the same way we say Kleenex instead of tissue. So no, the airport didn't get sloppy 10 times in a row. What looked like a wobbly, oddly bent hallway is actually a machine running live calculations on your behalf. Different aircraft, different weights, different wind, negotiated in the 60 seconds before you even notice you're walking through it. Next time you cross one, look at the angle. That bend isn't an accident. It's engineering quietly doing math under your feet, built off an idea meant to keep people dry. Thanks for watching. If this changed the way you'll look at your next flight, hit like and subscribe. There's a hidden reason behind almost everything around you, and we've barely scratched the surface.